Year 2189. The signal came from a dead sector of space. No stars, no colonies, no life, just darkness. And buried inside that darkness, a whisper. Mira. Commander Mira Solis froze inside the cockpit of the repair vessel Atlas 7. Her heartbeat slowed. Nobody knew her name out there, not this far from Earth. The voice came again, soft, broken, almost human. Please, don't let me die alone. Then every screen inside the ship exploded with static. Emergency alarms screamed. Outside the cockpit window, something enormous emerged from the darkness. Not a planet. Not a station. A ship. An alien ship. Ancient. Destroyed, floating like the corpse of a forgotten god, and deep inside it, something was still alive. Mysterious beginning, Mira had spent most of her life alone, even before space, even before war. Earth in 2189 was overcrowded, divided, and exhausted. The oceans had swallowed entire cities. Governments collapsed. Corporations built floating megacities above the clouds while billions survived below them in endless storms. The only dream people still believed in was space. So humanity expanded. Mars, Europa, Titan, then farther. Mining stations, military outposts, research colonies. But after 50 years of searching, humanity found nothing. No alien ruins, no ancient signals, no intelligent life. The universe stayed silent, until now. Atlas 7 drifted closer to the alien vessel. Mira stared through the glass. The structure was impossible. It looked organic, like metal grown from bone. Massive curved towers wrapped around a glowing center that pulsed faintly like a dying heart. Sections of the ship were torn apart. Burn marks covered the hull. Something terrible had happened here. Earth Command, Mira whispered into the comms. I found it. Static. No response. The interference around the ship blocked all communication. She was alone. Again. Mira grabbed her helmet. Outside, endless darkness surrounded her as she crossed from Atlas 7 into the alien vessel. The moment her boots touched the floor, the lights turned on, one by one, blue, silver, breathing slowly through the endless corridor. The ship knew she was there. And somehow, it was waiting for her. Character introduction. Mira Solis was 31 years old, former military engineer, former war survivor, former daughter. The war on Europa had taken everything from her. Her father died during the oxygen riots. Her younger brother vanished during a mining collapse. Her mother stopped speaking after that. Mira escaped into space because space was quieter than grief. Machines made sense. Humans didn't. She trusted engines, circuits, steel. Not emotions, not people. That was why she worked alone. No crew, no attachments, no pain. But inside this alien ship, something felt wrong. Not dangerous. Familiar. The corridors curved like veins. Symbols glowed across the walls. And everywhere she looked, she saw images. Tall alien beings with pale skin and glowing eyes. Entire civilizations beneath giant stars. Children reaching toward the sky. Then fire, war, planets breaking apart. Mira walked deeper into the vessel. The temperature dropped. A strange sound echoed through the halls. Not mechanical. Music, soft, beautiful, sad. She followed it until she reached an enormous chamber, and there, she stopped breathing. At the center of the room stood a transparent sphere filled with glowing liquid. Inside floated a little girl. Not human, alien. Maybe 8 years old. White hair drifted around her face like water. Silver markings glowed beneath her skin. And despite being asleep, tears floated from her closed eyes. Then suddenly, her eyes opened. Bright blue, ancient, terrified. The little girl looked directly at Mira and whispered inside her mind, "You came back." Alien encounter. The sphere cracked open. Liquid poured onto the floor. The alien girl collapsed into Mira's arms, shaking violently. She was freezing. Mira removed her gloves. The moment her hand touched the child's skin, visions exploded inside her mind. Stars dying, worlds burning, black ships covering entire galaxies, and billions of voices screaming at once. Mira pulled back, gasping. The child looked frightened. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Her voice sounded human. Now, perfectly human. "I didn't mean to hurt you." Mira stared at her. "Who are you?" The girl hesitated. "My name is Lyra." "What happened to this ship?" Lyra looked down. "They found us." "Who found you?" The lights around the chamber flickered. Then every screen inside the room activated at once. An image appeared. A black structure larger than planets, covered in moving shadows. Alive. Mira felt cold instantly. Even looking at it hurt. "The void," Lyra whispered. "They destroy civilizations. They consume stars." Mira shook her head. "No, that's impossible. You think your species is alone because they erased everyone else?" Silence filled the chamber. Then suddenly the entire ship trembled. Alarms echoed through the halls. Lyra's face filled with terror. "They're here." Outside the ship, something moved in the darkness. Massive. Watching. Emotional bond Mira brought Lyra aboard Atlas 7. The child barely spoke during the first few hours. She sat near the cockpit window staring at the stars silently, like she was mourning them. Mira studied her carefully. Lyra looked human. Too human. But her movements were different, gentle, precise, almost unreal. Sometimes the ship reacted to her emotions. Lights dimmed when she became sad. Screens activated when she touched them. Once, Atlas 7's damaged engine repaired itself while Lyra slept nearby. Mira didn't understand any of it, but for the first time in years, she didn't feel alone. Days passed as they traveled toward human space. Slowly, Lyra opened up. She told Mira stories about her people, the Illyrians, an ancient civilization millions of years older than humanity. They didn't build technology. They grew it. Their ships were living organisms connected through thought and emotion. They traveled through stars like oceans, and for thousands of years, they protected life across the galaxy, until the void arrived. "Where did they come from?" Mira asked one night. Lyra stared into the darkness outside. "Nobody knows." "Can they be stopped?" Lyra didn't answer. That silence frightened Mira more than anything. One evening, Mira found Lyra crying quietly inside the cargo bay. "What's wrong?" Lyra wiped her tears. "I can hear them dying." "Who?" "My people." Mira sat beside her. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then Lyra asked softly, "Why are humans afraid of being alone?" Mira thought about it. "Because we spend our whole lives trying to matter to someone." Lyra looked at her carefully. "You feel alone, even when people are around you." Mira looked away. The child understood her too easily. "Loss changes people," Mira whispered. Lyra nodded slowly. "It changed us too." Then, for the first time, the alien child smiled. Small, sad, beautiful, and something inside Mira's frozen heart finally cracked open. Conflict, threat. 3 days later, Earth Command intercepted Atlas 7. A military fleet surrounded the ship near Mars orbit. Weapons locked instantly. Admiral Kane appeared on the main screen. Cold eyes, hard face. A man built entirely from war. "Commander Solis," he said, "you will surrender the alien life form immediately." Mira's stomach tightened. "How did you know about her?" "Your ship transmitted fragments before communications died. Earth has reviewed the data." Lyra stood silently. behind Mira. Kane's expression changed slightly when he saw the child. Not wonder. Fear. That thing is not your friend, Kane said. Lyra lowered her eyes. Mira stepped forward. She's a survivor. No, Kane snapped. She's evidence that humanity is in danger. A massive hologram appeared beside him. The black structure, the void. Long-range telescopes detected these objects moving toward our sector. Entire colonies have already vanished. Mira's blood ran cold. How long? 3 weeks before first contact. Silence. Then, Kane spoke again. Bring the alien child to Earth. Now. The transmission ended. Lyra looked terrified. They'll use me. Mira knew he was right. Humanity wouldn't see.